Go into the hallway and then
Thanks so much for doing the headshot. Lord. Yeah, there was already a bunch of people. You're not too.
they asked me to do a mini announcement. Program?
Well, you would have been fine if... yeah. Well. Yeah. It's one of my favorites.
Almost lost it. Almost lost. Check, check, check. 1, 2, check, check, check.
Really?
Good morning, Soul Center.
Good morning.
It is so wonderful to see your happy, shining faces this beautiful summer morning. And good morning, Soul Center family online. Sometimes life pulls us into the habits of day-to-day life, routines, a little autopilot. But underneath that is something great. Greatness is always there, and we're here today to tap into that greatness and get the message, the music, and the energy, and the fellowship, and remember the greatness of who we really are as each other, as the planet, as everything. So I invite you to rise with me, and let's tap into that greatness with our Soul Center Declaration. There is one life, and that life is God. That life is my life now. I am here to receive the divine message for me. I am awake, I am tapped in, and I am transformed. You may be seated. For those of you who may be new, I am Jessica Suselik, the co-founder of Soul Center OC, with my mom, our angel in heaven, and with our incredible spiritual director, Reverend Keith Horwitz, and our board of directors, our volunteers, our practitioners, our chaplains. We are bringing the teachings of Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith and the Agape International Spiritual Center to Orange County, and we're so glad to have you here this morning as we tap into our greatness. And here is Kathy with our announcements.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Soul Center. We already did the declaration. Okay, so please welcome our musical inspiration, Rena Cervantes. And our Soul Center musicians, Brian, Sherrick, and Jesse Godoy. They're so much fun. Okay. And then please remember to place your cell phone on meditation mode or off. And we have a lot of announcements today because we have a lot of really great things going on in our community. We have a Sedona retreat. Reverend Keith's very popular fall spiritual retreat is in October at a luxurious house in Sedona. 2.5 days of fellowship, fun, prayer, meditation, rejuvenation, and delicious healthy food. Easy to moderate hikes to 2 sacred vortexes, and more. Visit soulcenteroc.com for more information and to register. And spots are limited, so you really want to register now. To sponsor someone else, like give a gift so that somebody else can go, please see Reverend Keith immediately following service or email info@soulcenteroc.com. And then we have a gift from Reverend Michael. We're excited to announce a special gift to honor Reverend Michael's birthday and teachings, and it's called The Path of the Visionary, a Beckwith teaching immersion, July 21st to 27th. So that's really coming up. Tomorrow, okay. Very soon, like now. Okay. The transformative free complimentary online series is a 7-day immersion into Reverend Michael's teachings that have inspired and transformed countless of lives around the globe. And he's selected a group of some of his most trusted voices in the Agape community to guide you on this journey. So this is a gift to us. It's a gift to you from Agape, our beloved community, as a way to continue the giving and circulation of love, wisdom, and abundance. Click on the banner at agapelive.com to reserve your spot and get ready for this life-changing adventure together. And so we also have a sound bath coming up, and that's called a Yoga Nidra sound bath, a deeply immersive and transformative experience that guides participants into profound states of relaxation and inner awareness. How many of you have done this with Reverend Keith? It's just amazing. Okay, so that's coming up. Join Reverend Keith here at the Soul Center Sunday, August 17th for this inspirational service and experience. Visit soulcenteroc.com for more info and to register. Okay, Omen Garden. How many of you have bought the water? I know I have.
Yeah.
We're drinking the water. Okay, Almond Garden bookstore feeling, right? We're drinking the water. This month is H2O water, so this is special water. It's more than hydration, it's a mindful experience designed to inspire a healthy lifestyle. Family owned since 2006. The bottles are eco-friendly, reusable, that we know, and filled with pure premium natural spring water. Your purchases help support Soul Center community, and you can buy a lot of them like Mary Jane did. No, I was in there one day, she had this little box. Okay, and then visit soulcentersc.com or the Sunday service program, or visit the welcome table and find out about other items going on, like Reverend Keith's daily affirmative prayer. And summer schedule is Monday through Friday at 9:30 Pacific Standard, this through August. And then in September, it'll revert back to Monday through Saturday. Wednesdays, like Reverend Keith mentioned, there's a meditation, a shorter, longer one at 6:45, ending at 7:30 Pacific Standard. And it can be live streamed. It can also be in person, so please join. And we have small group soul circles. And then we have all these other things. First Sunday of the month, we have Soul Center Visioning and individual prayer on Zoom for our love streamers. Second Sunday, we have a snack potluck. And the fourth Sunday is Munch and Mingle. And we also have a special fundraising opportunity for all of us to join in. And I've already bought my spot. So Alex is going to share more about that.
Okay, so hey everyone, who here has ever thought, hey, I could really use an updated professional headshot to promote my business, social media? Well, now is your chance to do two great things. Support Soul Center and get an updated headshot. So I'm Alex. I'm a proud member of Soul Center and a professional photographer. And because our rent has gone up, I've decided to donate 100% of my time. And we are doing 16 mini headshot sessions here at the sanctuary on Sunday, August 10th. It includes a 10-minute mini headshot session, one beautifully retouched digital image. The donation straight to Soul Center is $50. It normally would cost you $500. And the way to sign up is to go to the website. Scott has done an amazing job putting the sign up thing on the website. You can also talk to somebody at the table afterwards. You don't sign up through me because it's going straight to Soul Center, so either go to the website or talk to somebody at the table, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys might have afterwards. We've already sold, I think, 5 of the 16 spots, so there's 9 left. It's first come, first served, so it's going to be really cool.
Yeah. And I could vouch for Alex. She's an incredibly gifted photographer. I've done both headshots with her and family. If you need a new family shot, I encourage you to visit her website, Alex Abercrombie. But she's really incredible, gifted photographer, and she will create the most beautiful portrait for you. So I'm really thankful and grateful. Thank you so much, Alex, for your generosity. And let's rise and sing our congregational song with Rena. Oh, we're not done. I'm sorry.
So much going on in our community. We're almost ready to go. So volunteers, volunteers is part of our spiritual practice. It's sacred service. Shout out to all our volunteers. If you've been volunteering this year, please raise your hand. Yeah, that's just about everybody here. Yay! Woo! And if you want to do some more volunteering, you can talk to me or you can talk to Colleen. Or you can go to the welcome table. And today we have our sacred service, Seva, Volunteer of the Month. Yes, it's that time.
It's July, and we want to recognize one of our amazing volunteers who always used to sit in the back, who came to our, I believe it was the anniversary raffle and won every prize. I knew he was lucky then, and I know how lucky we are. So Naveed, may I ask you to come to the stage, please?
everyone that made me comfortable to be here. And I just want to thank Mo for inviting me. Sorry. For being here. I'm just excited. Thank you, everyone. Okay, Kimi, welcome to this community. Thank you. Thank you. You guys made my day. Thank you.
He kind of stumbled onto it. He just walks up at the end and says, "Can I help?" And boy, did we put him to work. Thank you, Naveen. We love you.
We are ready for our congregational song.
Susan Donovan, and our selected reading is from In His Presence by Eva Bell Werber. And please note that the author writes as the voice of God. My beloved one, know me as I would be known by you. not as a being apart, but as the reality and substance of the very flesh of your body. Yes, as bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, the breath you breathe in and the breath you give out. Can you not recognize my presence in the pulse of your body? No separation, but come, know the great indweller of your being. Then never shall your way appear a lonely one, for always shall you have my blessed comradeship. I shall be near to guide and comfort whenever you need or desire my aid. You shall not need to travel far to worship at some shrine, but there in the temple of your heart, you can feel my touch and know that no matter what arises in your outer realm of affairs, there am I, where and when you need me most, at the very core of your life's being. Could there be a greater fellowship than this? Let's turn within and pray. How grateful I am for this moment, for this day that has never been before and will never be again. How grateful for how we have chosen to come together in this way, in this beautiful arrangement of beautiful souls. And as I look out on this congregation, there are so many people here that I love. And I'm blessing this congregation. I'm blessing Soul Center today. Blessing how we come together and set up in the morning, those that stay late and put it all away. Blessing those that plan and meet and bring this beautiful community and this service together for us today. I'm so grateful for the sacred yes of Jessica and Patricia. I'm so grateful for Reverend Keith, how he takes such good care of us and loves us so. I'm grateful and I'm blessing our Enlightened Kids Village, this sacred place for our youngest of congregants. Blessing this day of a day of celebration, for I know that there is just this one thing that is taking place, this divine presence of God that is everywhere present. It is that which breathes me, and how good it is to know who and whose we are. So blessing this day of celebration, all the good is coming forward, for we are good at receiving our good. And so it is, amen. It's time for affirmations, and if you'd like to look in your, they'll be up on the screen or in your program. I'll speak a line and then we'll all repeat them aloud with sincerity and acceptance. The overflowing good of God blesses every area of my life.
The overflowing good of God blesses every area of my life.
Power, order, and wisdom. Pow! I have it all.
Power, order, and wisdom. Pow! I have it all.
My relationships are a soulful celebration of joy and unconditional love.
My relationships are a soulful celebration of joy and unconditional love.
The energy of pure spirit renews and restores my body temple.
The energy of pure spirit renews and restores my body temple.
I feel, sense, and accept the grace of God upon me.
I feel, sense, and accept the grace of God upon me.
All acclaim and glory is to God.
All acclaim and glory is to God.
Gratefully I let it be.
Gratefully I let it be.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
For those of you that would like to experience private individual prayer today, you can come up after service by the gong, and we'll direct you to a licensed agape practitioner or soul center prayer chaplain. Peace and richest blessings.
Brian Sheriff. is. We really do. Thank you, Rena. That was absolutely glorious. Good morning, Soul Center.
Good morning.
Good morning, Soul Center. Wake up, people. I thought you that woke up. Good morning. I'm Reverend Keith, and this is Soul Center. We're part of the Agape International Spiritual Center, which is part of the New Thought Ageless Wisdom movement that's been going on for over 450 years of people that have said yes. The forefathers and foremothers of our movement had just said, yes, I am going to seek out and fulfill all that the sacred masters, the prophets, and the wise ones of the old have brought forward as an experience of living the greatest and grandest vision and version of their lives ever, which just simply means you're acquiescing to your divinity. You have a greatness within you, and it never goes anywhere, and it's just this soft, subtle impulse that is always saying, hey, do you want the best thing ever? Do you want to have the best experiences? Do you want to just simply surrender to a greater good than ever before? It's always whispering that, but it takes an inclining of the ear so that we can have that experience in our lives on the human plane, because sometimes, you're not going to believe this, but sometimes the personality, which creates your personal reality, is not always so good, and it hijacks our human experience. So we're just coming back to our greatness. But before we get into that, I just want to welcome you. If you're here for the very first time, I'm going to invite you, if you wouldn't mind, to please arise so that we can give you a blessing. If you're here for the very first time, if you're here for the first time on live streaming, please stand up. And don't worry, we're not going to ask you to do anything except to receive being blessed and loved. So all that means is you're just going to let your heart be open, and we're going to take care of the rest. We're just going to say this to you. Welcome to Soul Center.
Welcome to Soul Center.
We know who you truly are.
We know who you truly are.
You are divine emanations of truth, beauty, and love.
You are divine emanations of truth, beauty, and love.
You came here to have a grand experience.
You came here to have a grand experience.
And we support that.
And we support that.
We love you.
We love you.
We thank God for you.
We thank God for you.
Welcome to Soul Center.
Welcome to Soul Center.
You may be seated. It is so good to be here. This is one of my favorite places on the planet. And it's because the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings, of which, so for those of you who might not know, but in what we do is we look at the truth teachings that are coded in all of the religious teachings and all the indigenous teachings around the globe, whether that's in the Bhagavad Gita, whether that's in the Hebrew Bible, the Christian Bible, whether that's in the Quran, whether that's in the shamanistic teachings, whether that's in the Tao Te Ching. All of them have truth passages, and some of them vibrate a little higher than others, and we go through that golden thread. You often hear me refer to it as a golden thread. It's really a golden tapestry that goes out like a web, a matrix of brilliance, and it's undergirding all life. And then on top of that, you get to have your human experience where free will and free choice allows you to have experiences, but when you choose from your trauma body, then you're going to have a lackluster experience, and you're going to feel like you want to blame someone. We're not here to do that. We're here to rise and shine. We're here to take spiritual responsibility, personal responsibility, gently, yet powerfully, without blaming or shaming, and just simply acquiescing to the divine idea of our lives. As we continue in this month of our theme, Divinely Invigorated and Divinely Liberated, where we're going to invigorate. Part of the thing you need to do on this human adventure is you need to invigorate your practice, invigorate your life. Oftentimes, if you follow the arc of the human adventure from birth, where you come into the world and people nurture you and take care of you, we're talking about in the general best of conditions. Your parents are taking care of you. Perhaps a parent is taking care of you. Whatever that may be, but you're being nurtured. And then slowly, as you get a little bit older, you start to take on responsibilities, and we start to learn the ways of the world, and chores and this and that's and responsibilities, until you get to the place where you move into adulthood, where now you're going to be responsible for taking care of earning your money, earning your keep, earning respect, earning. That's generally the arc. And then we're going to slowly make the return where we start to let go. We move back into being nurtured again. A lot of our, when we get into our elderly ages, all of a sudden we find that we might need to receive more nurturance. But somehow in the middle, we lose that nurturing piece of the equation because the ego, like I said earlier, sometimes it hijacks it. And it's like, now I'm going to do everything. And we start to move into more of a controlling aspect. But spiritual people know, those of us who are seekers that are saying, yes, I'm going to rise and shine in the sublime, we know it's a collective endeavor. Our individual collective and our humanity collective, where we're going to say yes. And we're going to say yes to that cooperative nature where we're nurtured and nurturing, praising and raising all along the way. And so that requires change. Change is inevitable. The earth plane requires you to change, and it requires you to change from the changeless. The changeless is the divine. The changeless is God. That which we call God or the universe, the one, the creator, the essence, the presence back of all life, that we call omnipresent, which is everywhere, omniamorous, all-loving, omniscient, all-wise, all-powerful. This presence only seeks to beget good. And the intelligence of the universe set it up in a way where if you abide by it, you will have a win-win-win-win experience the whole way through. I want you to imagine a win-win, win-win-win all the time. No matter where you go, it's kind of like, this is one of the things that I imagine. This kind of embodies it. Like imagine like you're sitting there and you're thinking, I'm not really sure. It's like coming up on dinner time and you know you're going to go out to dinner and you're not really sure what it is you want, but you're hungry. And then you like say, oh, dear, honey, BFF, whoever that you're going to dinner with, and you're like, well, where would you like to go to dinner? And they suggest something that you hadn't thought of, but all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, yes, that's the perfect place. And it's like a win-win because you get the best meal, you get to have the best company, you just get to have a win-win. And it was kind of like you aligned with something without having to figure it out. It got kind of figured out for you. Anybody ever had that experience? I've had that experience many times. And it's just like that starts to kind of encapsulate just the tip of the iceberg of when we move in, we're moving into our greatness. There is a greatness that is seeking to rise up from within you. Yeah. It's encoded in your spiritual DNA. Mm-hmm. One of these days, we're going to find out, as science, discovered physical DNA not that many decades ago, they're going to find out eventually that there's an emotional DNA, that there's a mental DNA, that there's a karmic DNA, and then they're going to discover at some point, they're tiptoeing around it in science in the quantum world, that there's a spiritual DNA. And your spiritual DNA reflects the divine, perfect blueprint of life. And that exists in your bones and beingness, and it carries the code of greatness. And part of the human adventure is we have to adapt to our greatness. Or I'd like to say readapt to our greatness, because you came from greatness, you'll return to greatness, and I'm speaking from the human perspective. You have that greatness with you all the time. Greatness is at the core of your being. Imagining everything is great all the time. For most of it's like, oh, you drank the punch, you don't know what you're talking about. The real world, there's wars going on. And yes, in the world of phenomena, in the world of the temporal, in the temporary world of which humanity is existing in, there are things going on. Some of them aren't so groovy. Some of them aren't so delicious. Some of them can make us sad. But you know the one thing that keeps you from your greatness? And when I'm talking about greatness, I'm talking about the law of radiance. There's a radiance that wants to shine from the untarnished, untainted brilliance of your magnificence to the world, be met with an energy that says, yes, I shall fulfill this magnificently to, through, and as your bones and beingness. There's one thing. Anybody have a wild guess? I'll just cut to the chase. There's one thing that keeps us from that. It's disappointment. Disappointment is one of those things, because when disappointment comes upon us, it starts to diminish our faith. You have a bad experience, you feel a little disappointed. If at that moment, right there, you don't clear up that disappointment, then it registers itself in the subconscious and says, oh, you might well start expecting disappointments in life. And some of you might be like, well, yeah, sure, you got to do that. And it's like, no, that's not part of the divine plan. Disappointment is not a part of the divine plan. I would say blissappointment is part of the divine plan. Blissappointment means I am going to be open to divine expectations. I'm going to be divinely expective of good. But that takes moxie. It takes diligence. It takes a spiritual practice. Our spiritual practices are only practices until they just become like breathing. Oh, you just breathe prayer. You live meditation. Did you know meditation is not a practice that we do once in a while? Oh, we're just going to do it for 10 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour or maybe just once a year on a retreat or something like that. It is something that we're moving into a ceaseless state of divine awareness. Imagine a lucid state of divine awareness where inspiration is cognizing itself in your bones and beingness, in your mind, on a regular basis, where you never slip out. You always know exactly what to do and when to do it, what to say and what not to say. Oftentimes it's going to be what not to say. You're going to know exactly how to navigate through this human experience on a regular basis. So I want you to just join me and just say, I am choosing to allow my divine greatness to fulfill itself now. I am choosing to allow my divine greatness to fulfill itself now. You do that because you have to give permission along the journey. You have to give permission to everything. You can't be victimized unless you give it permission. I can't be disappointed unless I give it permission. Most of you are like, well, why would I ever get permission to be disappointed? Why would I ever give permission to be victimized? We give permission to it when we choose a wrong, I'm going to say, when we mischoose. When we mischoose, meaning I just made an erroneous decision that is going to perpetuate that idea over and over, and it turns into a pattern. It turns into karmic patterning. Oh, my little thing fell off.
Behind you. Behind you.
Oh, behind, thanks. It turns into karmic patterning, and we want to make sure that, we're not living a life by chance. We're living a life by change. Yeah. You want to make sure there's a big difference between that. Life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by change. You have to change in order for things to evolve, to benevolently evolve. We're all choosing to benevolently evolve. You're going to evolve no matter what. Are you going to devolve or bevolve? I'm asking you the question. It's your choice. Free will and free choice allows you. When you get stuck in the quagmire of temporal consciousness, of which there is a lot. Yeah. There's a lot going on in the world. The only thing that is different today in this world than was different 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, because everything that is going on today has been going on for millennium. The gossiping, the manipulating, the coercing, the enslavement, the trying to hijack, all of that has been going on. The only thing that is different now is you can get all of that faster. You can get all of that through your phone right there. Oh my God. Things that would have taken 2 weeks when they sent the letter via Pony Express to tell me what was going on, and I opened up the paper that had somebody's handwriting on it, and I had to read all of that and find out the bad news and get all bent out of shape. Now you can do it in a nanosecond. Isn't that great? In a nanosecond, you can also grow and expand, but it does take your choice. I was looking online, and apparently back in the late 70s, early 80s, there was these two professors that they wanted to find out what is like the process for change. And it was because they wanted to find out how to get people to quit smoking. And, back when that was a really big deal, still is a big deal. And so they came up with a procedure. They noticed that there was a pattern that people go through to effectuate change in their lives, and that was to contemplate. You have to contemplate what's going on. Oh, I'm smoking, and I may be starting to feel the negative side effects of that. So you have to contemplate it, you just become aware. Then you have to prepare something. I'm going to prepare something for the change, or maybe not. I'm going to prepare. I'm like, okay, I'm going to explore, going to one of those clinics. Back in the olden days, they had those clinics. Maybe I'm going to get the patch, maybe whatever it is, I'm going to prepare for it. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate it. I have to put it into action, and then you're going to maintain it. Also in their in their process, it showed a place where maintenance sometimes fell apart and then people were back to their old way. But that was a recipe for control. That recipe for change was a way that you can egoically control things, and you will get some mileage out of egoic control. I'm going to come up with a plan, I'm going to do it. The ego loves a good plan, or sometimes loves to throw a good plan out. It loves to just say, I've got control. But then I was like, you know what we do in our spiritual practice, if we want to effectuate change, is we move into, as Rena was singing, surrender. You move into a state of surrender, and surrender means I'm going to switch from contemplating the issue from I have a problem to contemplating, what is the grandest, greatest idea of this situation? And I'm going to open to providence. I'm going to open to transmutation. I'm going to open to transcendence. And I'm going to let the energies flow through me. So as I contemplate, it's going to sound the same, the steps the same, but we're going to activate it much differently. And then I'm going to move into a place of intending. What is my intention? And my intention is always going to include a higher power, a connection with the divine, a surrender, giving unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, that I can bring in from the eternal frequency. Now, I had this as a personal experience many years ago, about 23 years ago exactly, where I used to be a smoker, I used to drink, I used to party, I used to love going to the clubs. You probably don't think that that's true. But if I had some videos, you'd be like, yes, I used to go out, even to the after hours and things like that. And then all of a sudden, one day, as my life was deteriorating, I was on a degenerative path, not as a degenerate, but as I was allowing stress and anxiety to get to me. And it got to the point where I was being debilitated. I was having to stop doing things. And one of the things I had to stop doing because, for years when I was, younger, it didn't matter. I could fly anywhere on an airplane. It was perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden one day, as the anxiety and the panic attacks started to grow and grow and grow, and I had to fly because I used to be in political advertising, and we had accounts all over the country, and I would have to fly to different places. And all of a sudden I started getting on airplanes, and I was just getting hyperventilating and feeling panic attacks coming on and chest pains and things of that nature. And I started to go to the doctor, and the doctor was like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And he's like, and he gave me prescriptions to help calm me down, because what I did before that was I self-medicated. I used alcohol as a way to calm myself down. But trauma left untreated is going to want to grab your attention, and things will start to become ineffective. So as I started to try to self-treat and avoid, that stopped working, and then I had to move on to prescriptions. And then a friend of mine said, you might want to consider meditation. You might want to consider balancing your chakras. And she had asked that of me about 4 years earlier, and I was like, yeah, balance your own chakras, meditate your own chakras. I got things to do. I got parties to go to. But then I was like, I was so thoroughly exhausted from the panic attacks. If any of you have ever had that, it is exhausting. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a whirl. And so I got into this world of spirituality. I found agape. I started meditating. I started taking responsibility. I started contemplating. I started to do everything I'm going to tell you to do. And I started to, and all of a sudden, in one weekend, because I decided, me and a few friends, we're going to meditate, we're going to pray, we're going to do some energy processes, we're going to commune with the divine. And I had set intention that I just want to be a clean vessel for the divine to flow through my higher self on a regular basis. And we did all this stuff, and it was very revelatory, very aha moments left and right. We spent 48 hours just steeped in the magnificence. And by the end, all of a sudden, we were gonna go out and celebrate with margaritas at this Mexican restaurant afterwards. And all of a sudden it was just gone. I had no desire anymore to drink. I had all of a sudden smoking just vanished out of my bones and beingness. My non-healthy eating, non-nutrient dense lifestyle of eating disappeared, and I started eating healthier. I felt compelled, and it was nothing that I had to do through control. It was surrender. It was an immaculate transformation at a cellular core level where all of a sudden I felt liberated. I felt completely liberated. I was like, wow, I feel so much better. And then just as a bonus, which was actually, this would be the core thing, no more panic attacks, no more anxiety attacks. It was like, wow, all of it just went, and all that other stuff left with it. And it was like, ooh, the blessing and the curse of this is that afterwards I was like, oh, I want everything to be like this. Because then I had to start looking at some other issues. You're not going to believe this. I had a few more issues. Some of us have a few issues. You might, some of us are like, oh my goodness, we're like looking, and some of us are like, oh, okay. But I had a pretty long list of issues that came after that. But I started to understand the template that does not become dogmatic. That's sometimes where religions fall short, is when it becomes this dogmatic practice, or do this in a ritualistic way, a rote way. Just say it, do it, and it's all going to happen. It's kind of along the lines of wishful thinking. We know in our community, you got to feel it. You got to evoke a feeling tone in your bones and beingness. That's where transformation takes place. A transformation that was very humbling. I cried deep tears of joy during this transformation. It was exquisite. It was amazing. And ever since, I've just that has been one of the cornerstones that has compelled me to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And as you've heard me share before, when I was bullied and I had the forgiveness process with the bullies, and then I had to have the forgiveness process with myself where it's like, oh, when have I ever done something like that? And to take responsibility for me being mean to somebody else, me thinking poorly or badly or judging someone else. That stuff is actually a little bit more sensitive of an area when it comes up. It is more humbling than receiving forgiveness oftentimes for someone else's behavior. But I'm going to invite you to go ahead, and then when we move into that contemplative energy, when we move into a place of intending, we're moving into a place of prayer. And then instead of taking action, we're going to take inspired action. Everything is going to come down a fluid trail of inspiration. In contemplation, I'll be inspired as to what needs healing and transmutation. If there's healing and transmutation, I'll be inspired what is needing expansion, growth in benevolent and glorious ways. Then I'm going to move into that place I'm going to attend. You hear me all the time on our daily affirmative prayer. When your intention matches the divine impulse, the desires of your soul, and they come together. When you can intend what your soul is seeking to experience, you're a house united within your own being. You're on the same page with you. Many of us are a house divided, where it's like, I want to have a sacred, holy relationship, but I don't like this or that or whatever about people. Again, disappointment is the thing that you want to become cognizant of. Where have I been disappointed in life? Don't even allow the little dust bunnies of disappointment to get under the rug, because a lot of dust bunnies, and all of a sudden you're going to find a big monster under the rug of your life and consciousness. You want to get the vacuum cleaner and start to get them out of there. You want to make sure, as, for example, just give you a more tangible example. I was working with a woman, and she had gone through a divorce, and she was really seeking to find that soulmate relationship. And so we started working, and she was working on some things, and she finally, she went through all the dating apps. Apparently, I think one of the things that happens on dating apps, because I've been unavailable since before dating apps, and probably would have used them. But what I like about them is you have to be intentional about them, depending on which one you're on. But anyway, so she had gone through, and she was like, okay, she was intentional, and she was on 5 different ones, and so she was intentional about certain things, and then I'm prayerful and intentional, because we were working together. I was like, okay, and then she met somebody, and guess what? What she was prayerful and intentional about, it was starting to jive. But then slowly, a little while later in, she found out, but there's some other deal breakers. Back to the drawing board. Intend, pray, whatever, because you let them go. That was a deal breaker, and start over again. That went on for about 5 or 6 cycles before it was like, I've cleared enough that I can I found someone who I think this is the one. And then they ended up getting married. And then, the honeymoon phase takes over. And then all of a sudden, there was a pattern that started to emerge very slowly, where he was disappointing her. It was little things like maybe not picking up something, forgetting to bring something to an occasion or something like that. And then there was this deep disappointment, and the deep disappointment hurt so bad, it was disproportionate to the activity that was happening out in the real world. So as we sat with it, it was like, we followed the thread, and we found a connection to her father in early childhood, where her father was somebody who was out traveling a lot and wasn't home. And he made lots of promises. I'll be home for your birthday, and then wasn't. I'll do this for you, and then didn't. He didn't do it out of malice. He didn't do it because there was a lack of love. He did it because he was overwhelmed with being a provider and all the other reasons that come along with what he did to be disappointing to his daughter, unbeknownst to him, because he tried to make it up time and time again. And the love was there. But the disappointment had encoded itself, and it had embedded itself to expect disappointment. That's what we go back and we start to heal. One of the ways that we do that in this particular case was, I want you to remember, we're going to superimpose, I want you to remember everything about how much your dad loved you. I want you to remember that and let that energy overwhelm you, because the lie inherent in the disappointment is, I guess he didn't love me if he broke his word, and then I'm disappointed. So all of that gets brought up, and we get to return unto Caesar what is Caesar's, meaning bringing up those erroneous ideas. I jumped to an erroneous conclusion. And remember, you don't want to get your exercise jumping to conclusion. You want to make sure that you open up and say, what is the great truth? 90% of what you get disappointed about has nothing to do with what's actually going on at that particular time in your life. It has to do with all the other things that you've pulled up in front and have amplified it, rendering us sometimes incapable of healing. Now, you're never without being able to heal yourself. You're always able to heal yourself, and you want to make sure that you want to move from events altering your life to you altering events. That's what you came here to do. You're not going to be the victim of you disappointed me, so off I go over here. Again, off I go over here. And you're going to find yourself in a very small space. But if you say, and what it does is the contemplative aspect of all of this is where you get to know you. You get to see what's going on in your subconscious, and you get to make a choice that will liberate you from the shackles of that erroneous idea. Sometimes it's going to be on a microcosmic, very personal level, and sometimes it's going to be on a macrocosmic, like in the race-conscious ideas. A lot of that's going on right now around the globe. There's a lot of race-conscious ideas, conspiracy theories. What do you do with that? You got to make it personal, I'm afraid. And by making it personal, that means you're going to find out what is debilitating in this experience out here. And then you're going to find something that will rehabilitate you into a greater experience. It takes diligent meditation, it takes persistent prayer, and it takes divine perception. You want to be diligent in your meditation, you want to be persistent in your prayer, and you want to, so that means you got to give it some time. And when you give those things time will expand. That is the beautiful thing about a spiritual practice. Your time will expand. If any of you have ever experienced, I know you have all experienced the expansion of space and time. When oh my God, it's like you're sitting somewhere and it's like, oh my God, this is taking forever, and it's been like 30 seconds, oh my God. And then there's times where you're like having the best time of your life, and you're like, and it's been an hour, and you're like, oh my God, it seemed like 2 minutes. And it's like, so we've all experienced the expansion and the contraction of time, but when you allow yourself to be deliberate in your spiritual practice, where you allow yourself to contemplate, where you allow yourself to be diligent in your meditation, persistent in your prayer, and allow divine discernment to awaken with you. That's the part. Divine discernment is where you're like, because you got to give that a minute. You got to give it a minute. That's where revelation comes in. Revelation is what gives you divine discernment. Divine discernment is what's going to set you free. The truth that sets you free is the revelation, is the through divine discernment, and we're all agreeing to do that. Yes?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to make sure that, as Einstein said, the measure of intelligence is your ability to change. Change is inevitable. So you might as well let it be fun. Sometimes, I'm self-proclaimed Reverend Fun. Some of you have picked up on it, but I love to have fun. I love to have fun. Now I know I've been through my own, I've been through no less than 6 dark nights of the soul. So I know what it's like to be depressed. I know what it's like to go through anxiety attacks. And I will tell you, I will be the first one who will sit there right with you, and I will love up on you. And that's what our community is based on. We will love up on you in a way that's perfect, meeting you right where you're at, so that you can process for you in a way that's perfect and right for you, whatever you need to process, whether that is processing something that needs transmutation from hurt, or whether that's something that is expansion into greater good. There's greatness within you. You are going to allow that greatness to rise. You're going to allow yourself. One of the ways you allow that is, like Reverend Michael says, you can, happy birthday, Reverend Michael, by the way, which is actually tomorrow. And you can either be pushed by the pain of life, or you can be pulled by the vision. Greatness is the vision. Let it pull you, and you will not be disappointed. You will only be bliss-appointed. So we're going to allow that to be good. If you've ever been bliss-appointed, which means that something that you were kind of expecting turned out better than you could ever imagine, and you really have a sense of awe. You're in awe, like, oh my God, I really do feel the presence that choreographed this. There's no way this could have been choreographed better. And you really feel that presence, and you acknowledge the divine. Everything is going to be acknowledging the divine. Everything. You'll just be in a ceaseless state of divine awareness where you understand. And then, as you move through the bevolution, the bevolatory evolution, you'll be able to feel the presence where you really get to understand spirit flowing through me and spirit expressing as me in the world. And that is a journey, and we're all on it, whether you like it or not. And you will like it. You'll like it if you surrender to it. So we're going to allow that to be yes? Yes. All right. I'm going to invite you to join me as we tune and turn within in prayer. Just taking a moment in gratitude. We invite, we evoke, and we allow the energy of gratitude to fill our bones and beingness and our awareness. We are grateful to know in God all things are made new, fresh, sublime, brilliant, glorious, for that is the very nature. That is the standard operating procedure of the universal presence. All of the laws that govern the universe only seek to beget good. The law of gravity seeks to beget good. The law of attraction seeks to beget good. The law of radiance seeks to beget good. The law of creation seeks to beget good. The law of emergence seeks to beget good. We capitulate. We acquiesce to the laws that govern the universe. Wholeness is at the core of our beingness. Greatness and grandness is at the very core of our beingness. We shall allow it to rise up. We heal, grow, and expand benevolently, dynamically, profoundly, immediately, immaculately, efficiently, as we remember the truth. That which we call the universe, God, Allah, Jehovah, Hoda, Hashem, Adonai, Dios, the Great One. We know by any of those names, it is all the same thing. One power, one presence that is omni-amorous, that indwells within the core and bones of our marrow and being. We go deeper and higher and say, yes, I shall know the experience of in God all things are fresh, new, brilliant, and beautiful. I am as thou art as I am. I choose to have that as my human experience here in this body, in this life, in this incarnation. I choose to be met right now, wherever I am, in a benevolent state of vulnerability, to be invigorated, to be enthusiasted, to be liberated, to expand in the divine idea of my life. There is a divine idea, and I am claiming and allowing it to unfurl serendipitously, synergistically, brilliantly, and beautifully. And as we proclaim it so, it is God's good pleasure, for the universe never withholds anything. It has never stymied. It has never smited or blighted. It only lavishes, loves, and praises and raises. We open into our primordial vibration, the very essence of our being, and we allow it to be good, to be so, to be now. In agreement, signing on the spiritual dotted line, we say, and so I let it be. And so it is now. Amen. 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 Ashe. Aho. Mahalo. Shalom. Hotep. And hallelujah. All right, Soul Center. Thank you, and time for our, what is it time for? It's time for, let that in. Time for our ushers to come forward. Thank you, ushers. And it's time for our conscious circulation, where we participate in the law of circulation. The law of circulation stipulates this. As I enter something into circulation, I can allow it to come back to me. The sacred spile is the symbol of the law of circulation. And all it does is get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're going to allow all good to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so as we enter our tithe, our donation into the law of circulation, that means it returns to you minimally tenfold. Different ways you can do it are up on the screen. You can text the word GIVE to area code 949-990-3211. You can Venmo, you can Zelle, you can mail a check. And these beautiful volunteers are going to go forward. And if you have cash or checks that you would like to deposit into the basket, or perhaps you have one of these, this means you're part of our auto tithe program. So if you see someone put this in the basket, it's not just because they're giving us beautiful butterflies. It is because they are participating in our auto tithe program. Ushers go forward, and Rena is coming back up on the stage. feeds you, it feeds you. Yes. Oh, that's what you come here for, is to be fed, and we have delicious food. All right, nutrient dense, of course. All right, I'm just going to invite you to join me as I'm going to put you to work. All you need to do is extend your heart through your hands. I'll take care of the prayer. We're just going to bless the offering. Oh, how good it is to just take this moment and know that the power of creation is right here. It indwells within us. We are one with the one with the divine. We take a moment in gratitude knowing that there is an endless supply of all good always. And as we participate in circulation, we are swirling and whirling in the endless supply of ever-expanding good. That which we give out, we allow it to return to us, multiplied brilliantly, beautifully, benevolently, serendipitously, synergistically, and prosperously. We bless this offering knowing all needs met. All needs met for our community, all needs met for us individually, all needs met for our family members and friends. We are the receivers and the bestowers of blessings. We bless this offering and we allow it to return to us multiplied as good. We agree by saying, so be it. Amen. Amen. Thank you, ushers. And the children's community is coming on in. They're going to share with us their divine experience. And this is definitely an out-of-the-mouth babe experience. The Enlightened Kids Village. And we're just going to stand right at this line here.
Today, we'd like to share with you that today we talked about curiosity, and that curiosity is more than just asking questions. It's a spiritual practice that helps us expand in our divine nature, right? And through stories, songs, games, and crafts, we practiced and learned about this concept that curiosity helps us grow in the divine. Okay, I'm going to pass the microphone around. Raise your hand if you want to share something about today's lesson that you liked.
Today's lesson that I liked when we made a craft, like with craft box. We can put our ideas that we think.
Oh, yeah.
Like what does my dog dream about? My favorite part of the lesson was the day. Curiosity is exploring the world around us with wonder, joy, and no limitations.
Peter, Alex, I saw your hand.
And you can like says no doing.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Okay.
And now I'm going to make it.
Okay, we're going to stand now and sing the peace song, please.
Power.
moment and we allow ourselves to be overwhelmed with peace, overwhelmed with beauty, overwhelmed with love, overwhelmed with joy, overwhelmed with harmony. These are the eternal frequencies. We give permission to allow the great and the grand and the glorious to have its way, to inspire the desire of creation to, through, and as our bones and beingness as we remember the truth. The divine only seeks to beget good. We are begotten. We say, yes, I will allow it to be. Something wonderful has happened here today. We are going to take it forward and allow it to compel and propel us to greater glory. Oh, onto and unto forevermore, and so it is. Amen. Amen. All right, listeners, we'll see you on the daily affirmative prayer call tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Pacific